Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today's video topic is unlimited VATS, and we'll cover interactions of multiple legendary effects, like Rejuvenators, for example, that gives you AP regen as you go, even inside of VATS. We'll cover weapon effects, like Conductors, that help you get some of the action points back as you are firing, as well as other effects, like for example what you can have, and the only one you can have on regular armor, which is limit breaking, that helps you get more criticals. Therefore, it helps you benefit from conductors a little bit more. And lastly, there is one effect I have on this power armor that is reducing the overall cost of VATS scanners. So scanners, full set 25% reduction to the VATS cost. And those are all legendary effects that can help you out to stay in VATS forever, without the need to exit, without the need to consume any items. But there are requirements, of course. How much can those cover? Vary. So let's do a deep dive. I think we'll start with the strongest, which is combination of Rejuvenators and limit breaking. This is the strongest. This is able to cover the highest variety of weapons, from slow firing to fast firing. In case of slow firing, even without requirements to have conductors. But it's not easy to do, because the Rejuvenators changed, and now it's human only. You can see I put it on Overeater set, because it's working great together. The reason for that, the same requirement. Both Rejuvenators and Overeaters require you to fill up hunger and thirst meters. So that's additional maintenance. They both need to be filled up, and you need to use one more perk cards that normally is not needed for most builds. And the perk is called Rejuvenated. That is boosting the effect of the legendary effect of Rejuvenators. Similar name, similar effect is being boosted, and you cannot have any high rats. So you need to be full health human. You cannot be ghoul, and you cannot be blooded human, as this effect will be greatly reduced. It is relatively easy to achieve with perfect bubblegum. If you have it active at all times, then yes, it will be relatively easy to get those bars filled. And when we are in a topic of food, it is always important to run food that boosts your max AP, as that gives you a buffer when you are using VATS, as well as boosting your agility will, in result, is boosting your max action points. So both foods, the different foods for herbivores, those are for carnivores, squirrel on a stick, and cook soft shell meat, because those are generated for free at my camp, so that makes it way easier. And now, how much Rejuvenators do, the legendary effect? The effect of that can be found under fully fed and fully hydrated. So at the fully fed, the effect of Rejuvenators, it's 30 health per second. That's quite significant healing all the time. That's similar to like diluted Stimpack running out non-stop on your character. And then on fully hydrated, you have 30 action points per second. That's what it gives. That's quite significant amount, constantly running. This is equivalent of having active 2.5 coffee at all time. If you are unfamiliar with coffee, you use it to achieve unlimited VATS for a limited time, for 25 seconds. It's stackable, you can pop multiple, and that keeps regenerating your action points when you are using your action points in VATS, making it possible to keep going. So that's the old method, and still working and still widely used. I'm using it myself, but not everyone wants to. So what you do to achieve infinite VATS without coffee, we're covering today. So you can see one coffee is 12 action points per second for 25 seconds. So 2 is 24, and 2.5 is 30. So exactly the effect of Rejuvenators, 2.5 coffee, which is good, because it's running all the time without the need of consuming coffee. So let's first cover Rejuvenators with slow firing weapon, when Conductors is not required. So for example, this Plasma Caster Sniper, let's use this one and you will see how VATS goes. So we are around the fissure site and we'll be shooting stuff in VATS with the plasma caster. And that's easy kill on everything, and you can see my action points jumping straight up. That's the effect of Rejuvenators, keeping it topped up. Even if I fire continuously, you can see it's just maintaining my action points, and I will never run out of action points this way. It's important, your total action point pool, for me it's 409. I do recommend at least over 300, so you have this buffer, as I said. Some of those effects need a second to kick in, so if your action points are, let's say, under 200, you can find yourself quite often in the scenario where your VATS will just quit because your action points are too low. You don't want that. So make sure your action points are at least above 300 if you are going for anything related to VATS. And if you want to use conductors, make sure your luck is 16 or higher, so you'll get those criticals every third shot at least. And crit savvy need to be always equipped. As you can see, my base luck is relatively low, but base luck doesn't really matter. The total luck that you can find on special page on Pip-Boy, that's what matters. So this luck, that's what's matter for criticals. This need to be 16 plus. And now second scenario, the hard one. So we do have AP hungry weapon with conductors on it, relatively fast firing. The AP cost of 9, fire rate 118. There is conductors on it. We are running rejuvenators, and you will see how it goes. It will not really be a fully unlimited VATS with this one, but for context, it's needed so you see it. And we'll commence this test on the Guardian, as it's a perfect target for sustained fire, and see how it goes. VATS is not always necessary, but if you want to use VATS, yeah, it does help to do even more damage. If you didn't notice, on this gun, it's a standard, no Tesla coil, so standard capacitor, because it's cheapest in VATS. Changing it to prime increases the AP cost. So now we'll have running both. We'll have running rejuvenators and conductors. Of course, conductors only when you are hitting target in VATS, doesn't kick in for just shooting like that, but we are waiting for the shield to go down. And now we open VATS and look at action points. You see, they are draining, but very slowly. So we are close to the point in which we can sustain VATS. So in short, and so it will be easy to understand how much conductors can cover in regards of AP cost. For most fast-firing weapons, if you are critting every third shot, it will cover about AP cost of 4, and if you are critting every second shot, it will cover AP cost or about 6. So that's what's covered, and as you can see in this case scenario, we are critting every third shot, so we have covered 4, 5 is left. Rejuvenators can only do so much, therefore we still need to top up with coffee if you want to achieve infinite VATS. The weapon that could achieve infinite VATS, and that will be like edge case scenario, it would be this ultra-side Gatling laser, because fire rate is a little bit lower, 60, and AP cost is maybe a little bit higher, 11, but we have more time for rejuvenators and the passive effect of conductors to work, so we can cover this 11 AP costs given lower fire rate than other weapons. In case of something like this 50 cal, you can call it that it's effectively almost infinite VATS, because if your AP bar is around 400 to 500, it will be slowly draining to the point that with capacity of 250, before your AP bar is down to 0, you will need to reload anyway, so that will give time for AP bar to jump back up. And what are other options than rejuvenators, which is the strongest? Let's go over other options. So now we are going to check scanners, so reduction to our AP cost. So it will cost us less to fire a weapon. In example of this Gauss Mini, it will still show AP cost of 9 on the card, but reduction indeed will be applied, so it will be firing cheaper. Let's see how it performs. So it is the same gun, but now AP cost reduction is being applied from set of our armor. And shield is down, and let's see how it goes. So now we are firing at the torso. You can see the AP is dropping continuously, but because it costs us less, so we can maintain VATS in similar manner. If I add 2 coffee, it's dropping even slower. Almost slow enough to make it work. And okay, I didn't add coffee. I pressed the wrong button, so there was no coffee. So just forget about coffee. I was pressing wrong button all the time. I was thinking I'm using coffee. I wasn't at all in this video, so no coffee in this video being used. Now, the weapon that can actually maintain VATS infinitely without using anything, and it's truly infinite VATS without power armor. Without power armor, so it will be running a limit breaking set. We'll be running a limit breaking set to use this Elder's Mark. The AP cost of 7, limit breaking will give us criticals every other shot. Therefore, we'll be able to cover AP cost of 6. We are still 1 missing, but as you can easily calculate, with capacity of ammo 250, we'll unload the entire clip of 250 using 250 action points. And we have 400 action points more when running without power armor, because outside of power armor, I do have a set of Nocturnal. So Nocturnal, some of the pieces with agility, full set of limit breaking, 2 pieces I have with luck. So just to be sure that I always have above 16 luck, but that's a lot of extra agility when we exit power armor. And I'm not really sure we'll kill the Guardian this time around, but that's not really the point. The point is to showcase unlimited VATS options that you do have to your disposal. So now, I will need to exit power armor in order to be in regular power armor, because I cannot tank without this power armor. Like Nocturnal armor is not good for tanking the Guardian, I would most likely die. Therefore, I will benefit from my power armor at first, and the bullet shield, and ricochet, and just after that, I will exit to fight the Guardian. And this time around, that's a troubleshooter's power armor I'm wearing. That's how I'm barely taking any damage, and some single stimpaks are enough. Just need to shoot from time to time to activate the bullet shield and have all the damage reflected back at Guardian. And when it will be down, the shield will exit and switch the weapon. A little bit more. Okay, on Guardian. And now we exit. Takes its sweet time, unfortunately. Now we switch the weapon to Elder's Mark. And now we should have about infinite VATS. So that's the Conductors now ticking in with full set of limit breaking. So we are only using a little bit of action points. So you can see the server lag is causing it to jump back and down a little bit. And then we reach the reload point. And all action points are basically back up. And we have enough regeneration, so we can slowly but surely get the Guardian down. Maybe even we can with this exiting of power armor. Yes, we did it. So that's the... Oh. We did take out each other, which is fine. So those are indeed all your options that you have to run unlimited VATS. And if you wonder how much luck you need to crit every other shot with full set of limit breaking, it's the same. It's 16. So 16 luck, regardless if you want to crit every other shot or every third shot. But to do every other shot, you need full set of limit breaking. To do every third shot, you don't need anything. You just need 16 luck. So we're above 16 luck, just enough to get our criticals running. And with this armor, when I crouch and my stealth is active, my action points are 655. That gives you a nice flexibility to use weapons even without any AP cost reduction. Like if you boost your AP cost, AP pool really high, as you may see, with a weapon that would have AP cost of 10, I can shoot 65 times before I run out of action points. So that's quite impactful. For most weapons, it will be enough by itself. You don't even need any kind of in-VATS AP regeneration. But today's topic was how to achieve infinite VATS. So the best way, Rejuvenators. The second best is reducing AP cost, but only available in power armor. And third best is running conductors with limit breaking, so you crit every other shot. Unfortunately, there is nothing better for regular armor, like Rejuvenators, not available. Nothing really else good is available, only limit breaking. So limited options for regular armor, but advantage of using stealth. So stealth is a trade-off. If you like stealth, it's maybe worth it. If you don't, the power armor is your way. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.